You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Team Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's RuPaul's Drag Race After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's RuPaul's Drag Race After Show.
Hello.
Yay!
Yay! Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another after show for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Whoop. This is the 5th and therefore second to last episode. I am Jacque Borowski, and next to me,
Cameron Marston.
and across from me,
Natalie Vratney.
And of course, Tony Moore.
yay!
I didn't do the song this time.
That's such a news reporter thing for me to do.
And of course, Tony Moore. Let's start in order again. This is my new thing. I would just like to read my notes that I was reading prior to this for the mini challenge. They go something like this: mini challenge, B-ball, 10 minutes, 5 o'clock shadow. It's like a haiku almost, but not at all.
It's a very good summary.
Thanks.
Yeah, pretty much.
I I think it summed it up when Chad was basically saying, oh, great, day drag and like sports, two things that I don't want to do. And it took two, again, I don't like it when they don't have enough time to get things together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's comic, but it always looks like a mess.
I didn't really get the correlation of the mini challenge with the rest of it. It's almost like they didn't have an idea of what to do, and they were like, oh, there's a basketball court.
I feel like most episodes are like that, though. We've been trying to figure that out for a couple of seasons
I mean,
now.
this season, this season is actually weirdly, up until this point, been pretty good about trying to coordinate the challenges to go together. But last season we talked about that, where there was a very loose correlation between
one extreme to another. Yeah.
I will say this though, and Martin, if you have that photo, was it only me, but did Raven kind of look like Chris Kattan?
Raven looked like some sort of 60s pop star, but Chris Kattan would be good.
I feel like she did.
It's Raven's lips that make her look like Chris Kattan, because Chris Kattan has very same mouth.
And I can prove it if we can get that photo. You got it?
If you're on iTunes, I guess just Google Chris Kattan next to
Or you
Raven.
can watch us on AfterBuzz
YouTube.
TV or YouTube.
Yeah, you can also watch us on YouTube.
Look at that.
Oh, there it is.
Does she not look like Chris Kattan?
She does in that.
That's perfect.
That is Chris Kattan realness hunty.
Now she needs to go get picked up by The Rock and carried around.
I love it.
I just wanted to prove a point.
Yes.
They're like
Point
sisters.
made.
And then I don't know. I was driven crazy by the fact that everyone had 5 o'clock shadow.
Well, like you said, they didn't have enough time to get ready.
Although Jujubee's boobs were real. They were boob realness.
No.
Boobalicious.
Yeah.
Really?
They were like nipping out boob realness. I was like,
No, but there is some weight to the boob. Those can't be her real boobs.
No.
Just kidding. Moving on.
This is called RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Therefore,
Had a long day.
they are all men dressing up as women. So
No, but I thought she
they don't
implied those
have
were her
boobs.
real.
Oh no.
So just save your angry complaints on YouTube. We've already ripped her. She's had enough. She's good.
I don't pay
Rip
attention.
They rip about us not paying attention.
Not me. They like me.
I've noticed.
Yeah, they do like Tony.
Notice.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, guys, for loving one of us.
So when this mini challenge where they played fish, I feel like they were in the same spot the whole time. For like a
Until
couple
like
of
the
them.
very end,
Yeah.
I think the way it was shot, it looked like they were in the same spot all the time.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were just now they're moving back, just pretend.
I love how Shannel tried to show how athletic she was by spinning the ball.
And then missed it.
And then missed it. And it was so dramatic, too. It was all like, tum, tum, and it was like, oh, she's going to, bam. And it was the biggest break ever in the history of breaks.
Yep.
I should know because I was in Little League and I did a lot of bricks. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I sat on the bench a lot.
You notice how he said Little League in correlation to basketball? Just saying.
I was in Little League basketball.
That's not what they call it.
This is like Jujubee's, like one time I played basketball.
In 7th grade.
Mark?
Yeah,
You
Martin.
got them.
Yes, I did hear that.
Sound
Tony.
effects.
Little League is baseball. I don't know what Little League
Maybe it is in the South, okay, guys? Tony is
Now you're from the South.
Well, granted, when I did this, I lived in Germany at the time, and it was Little League basketball because it was for
We didn't even have that in
people.
Germany.
Stand up.
Ooh, that's right. Tables taking sides.
I should know I was a part of it. The short little chubby kid who couldn't run halfway
You were
down the
not
court.
chubby.
Sad story. Now it's a chubby
was.
cake. Oh, dude.
I was a chubby kid.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed.
And now
I would've
he's
guessed you for
gorgeous. And if
leaky.
you come to Mickey's, you can see him dance shirtless.
And host.
Oh, no.
Maybe
Shirtless?
Oh,
not
whoa,
really.
whoa, whoa,
I want to
whoa.
go to that night.
I leave that to Jason on the pit crew to.
He lied.
dance
His
around
shirt comes
shirtless.
off.
He might dance
He
shirtless.
was wearing a lot more clothes in this episode with his basketball shorts.
Oh, the
Yeah, I would say that's the most I've ever seen him
the
wear.
bottom half was a lot longer than what he normally has on.
Yes.
Natalie, though, was in love with Raven's shorts.
Obsessed. The whole outfit put together, the tube top, the shorts, the headband, the lipstick, everything.
Raven was tucking for her life.
Yes.
Tucking for her life.
Will you wear that outfit next week? Done. Thank you.
I'm
I
gonna
just
wear
joined the
Jujubee's
gym, so
cutoff
give me
shorts.
a couple of months. Or
Huh?
some Spanx. I'll do it. Whatever.
I love it. So the winners were Rujubee,
Yes, I'm happy that they won something.
right?
Although I think they should have won the main challenge. So
I agree.
let's move on to the main challenge: superhero versus supervillain.
Oh, wait. I'm going to talk about their prize.
Oh, the call
yes,
home?
They got
Yes.
a chance to call home.
I thought it humanized Raven.
Yeah,
I wasn't a
definitely.
hater of her. I just thought that was a good humanizing moment.
She was
for
a more
her.
vulnerable, softer side.
But
Although I think she's fine this season. I think she's
Yeah,
very
definitely.
kind.
But I mean,
I think it's just, but I've actually said this to people who have commented on online, and they feel that Raven's not very accessible or doesn't have a very big personality. And it's just a matter of if you've seen her live enough times, you start to see her in a different way. So once you've seen her live, it's like I have a hard time separating the personas now. So I just feel like she was already humanized to me after that. I don't know.
well, it's you have to remember it's reality TV, so the way
Right.
they're chopping stuff up can make someone seem one way, but they're actually not. Like in season 2, she was basically the. Can we say the B word?
Yeah.
She was basically the bitch of the show. But in actuality, she's not really like that. Like,
No.
She's real cool, down to earth, funny. Like, but the way they edit it and cut it, they make it seem like, and in season 2 that she was like that. This season, she just seems like she's just drinking absolute vodka cocktails and not saying a
well,
whole
and you
lot.
have to remember too that they're human and everybody's still growing. They're all learning lessons. You know what I mean?
Right.
People grow up. They learn not to throw shade all the time.
Yeah.
I think once we get to the
To get
untapped
popped.
portion, which I'm not going to jump to, we'll have
Thanks,
more
Natalie.
to discuss.
Thanks.
I think I love the relationship that Raven has with her mother.
Yeah.
I do
that-
too.
That you can tell that they're very close, and that his mom accepts him and wants him to just be the best that he can.
I'm very supportive.
It's nice to see
Very
that.
supportive. Yeah.
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 And I think, although I do, there's a sort of duality to this, because I know on reality TV, you're basically said that you can be filmed anywhere doing anything. But then the minute these people get to have a private conversation, and I was really noticing it during Juju's conversation, where it's like, you feel like these people have so much more to say to one another, and then it's cut off. And so it really sucks that the people that they want to talk to the most, they don't really get to say enough, I feel.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you win, but then you don't really win.
Yeah.
Because they're still going to film it, so it's like you get these short conversations where you don't get to say enough.
But I
Yeah.
feel like you get enough. Like, we got a sense of Jujubee and her boyfriend's relationship, how it's obviously very loving, very supportive. You know, they've been together for 6 years, I believe she said.
And he was an ex-military guy, or in the military, or is.
I did have a problem with calling your partner bitch. Just me. She called him bitch. She called him bitch.
But I think that's just a term
So, yeah,
that's
term of
used.
endearment,
Like,
kind of. Like
yeah.
to your girlfriends or, what? I don't do
Yeah.
that.
You call your boyfriend faggot?
No, wait. I thought you were saying bitch. I call my girlfriends bitches.
Yeah, that's her boyfriend. She called him. Never mind.
But maybe like
comment on that if I'm the only.
But it depends on your relationship, like
Yeah.
what your personal preferences are for the
you
relationship.
sisters
Like
dating? Or are you like?
No,
boyfriend?
I mean, it could just be simply like, ooh, bitch. You know, it's just like,
You ever called your boyfriend a bitch? Or bitch? You don't lie. You know you didn't.
well, you have to have one and only.
Oh.
I'm right there with you.
Can't be put on the sympathy card.
Oh, thanks, Martin.
Cut her off.
Moving on. Because it's
If
not
you want to
about-
date
no
Tony,
shade.
call 424-256-1729.
If someone called in, I would die. I would literally die.
Oh, we would just change the show to like a dating game.
I would die.
We would switch the episode.
I'm
RuPaul's
sorry.
dating game.
Okay, sorry.
Get your Tony. Sorry.
See, you. Oh,
What?
I love it. Okay.
I'm crying. Okay.
So the main challenge.
Hashtag drag superpowers.
Yes.
If you guys had drag superpowers, what would they be?
I've always. Oh wait, just a superpower in general.
It can be a superpower, drag superpower, regular superpower.
I've always wanted two. I've always wanted to fly, and I've always wanted to be invisible.
You got to pick one though.
But I want to. Can I fly and be invisible?
No, nobody gets two superpowers. You got to pick one.
I got one.
I would. Okay.
Excited.
I would go with being invisible because I'm nosy, so I can sit in on people's conversations.
And you can
See,
sneak,
that's exactly what I would
you
want to
can
do.
sneak on a plane, so that's still flying. Because you would sneak
Good
on the
job,
plane
Natalie.
invisible. Yeah.
You could sit on a bird.
Science.
That would still be flying.
Right? Couldn't get past Cam though. Sorry.
Natalie, what would you like?
I would want to snap my fingers and just be ready to go. Just be all done up. I have my
Oh.
hair done, my makeup, everything done.
Like Cher's computer thing on Clueless.
No, that's too much work. I want to snap my fingers and be ready.
Or like the
Period.
Jetsons whenever they got ready, they just
Yeah.
went into a machine and like.
That'd be perfect. It would
got
save me
ready.
so much time. I could sleep so much longer.
Cam?
Oh, I would like to be able to astral project. So basically,
And you're
saying
looking
is
at me
So
funny.
you would be
invisible,
Snoop
but also you
Dogg
couldn't be
from
heard, 'cause I don't
Beyond.
want to be heard or trip over something or knock something over. I want to be able to be invisible, but also not be heard and have.
So you have the science.
But see,
Somebody
people would
term.
see you. If you
Right.
were astrally projecting, people would actually see you there, even though you're not there.
That's
not
the same as
necessarily.
Tony.
You just actually you're part of it. You're witnessing. You're there. But the other thing is, I want to be able to silence dumb people.
This is again, you got to
I
pick
feel like
one.
he's
Cam.
implying something,
Pick
Tony.
one.
Well, it ain't
To
me.
this side of-
I was gonna say he might be silencing himself.
Snap.
No tea, no.
But I'd be astral projecting, so it wouldn't matter. And yourself.
I would want to be invisible too, but that's already taken, and you can't have two
You can fly.
superpowers. I don't want to fly. I have like absolutely no interest in flying.
I would want to fly. I think that would be the coolest thing ever.
I fly really fast too.
I would want to time travel. There we go.
Is that a superpower?
I
It
think
is
so.
now.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you can have lactating booby shots as a superpower, you can time travel. This is drag race. This
That'd
is
probably be
drag
the
race
most- that'd probably
realness.
be the most dangerous power, definitely.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm down with that.
Okay.
The
Well,
danger.
We've already decided Jackie's Barbara Walters, and that's pretty powerful.
I'm Barbara.
Babs.
My terrible.
That was a pre-conversation before we started the show.
Yeah, I elected myself. So I thought Rujubee should have won just because I thought they had the best backstory, and I thought that. And here's my. I want this to become a general, bigger conversation because we've talked about touched on a little bit of like pageant queens versus other types of queens, and now you have, and Rujubee has done this more than Raven, been kind of understated. Whereas when you think of the first outfit she came in, a lot of the outfits she wears on the show aren't like they're not going to be a Chanel outfit where it's like I'm larger than life. I'm over the top.
Yeah.
But she's still a great competitor. And I agreed with Michelle Visage in this one where she says, you look like a Marvel superhero. It was true. When you think of Black Widow, all she wears is the one black suit. And so she really did, to me, look like a superhero. And I don't think that her look should have been sacrificed to saying, okay, it's not so over the top. Well, I think Shad did a great job, but I don't think that it means that they're better because they were more over the top.
Jujubee needed a belt.
Yeah,
She wasn't bad. I'm just saying she needed a belt.
But where would she
was
place the
seeing-
belt? It would look funny if there was a belt, I think. Oh, she would.
It would have gave her. Never mind.
I
You
think
girls.
I think what it is like the overall look. When you look at Chad and Shannel and Raven and Jujubee, Chad and Shannel really did look like superheroes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they literally came out of a comic book. Versus,
Speaking of them, though, we have Chad on the line.
oh yay, let's get Chad on. Hello.
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 Hi,
this
Chad.
Hi, guys.
The one and only Mr. Chad Michaels.
How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. I think she needed a belt. I think she needed to belt that bitch.
Thank you.
I have to agree. I feel like between, as I was just saying, between the two, Chad, you and Shannel looked like you literally stepped off of a comic book magazine. Like you guys were about to make an appearance at Comic-Con or something like that. Versus Raven and Juju looked like if they added a little more to what they had, it could have had that same sense. I think they were a little safe and downplayed it a little bit instead of jazzing it up a little bit more.
You know, it's subjective. I mean, we put on everything. So, I mean, we put on everything in the frigging workroom. So, you know, and me and Shannel are showboaters, and it's no secret.
Oh.
You know, so, you know, we really wanted to go all out with it and look fierce and live our fantasy, and that's what we did.
So how was that to win that challenge? Was it ever a childhood dream of yours to be a comic book character?
Well, I mean, I said in my Meet the Queens video for season 4 that superhero numbers are like one of my favorite things to do. Mm-hmm. So when we got the challenge, yeah, I was thrilled. And Shannel's into it as much as I am. And, you know, we had a really good time with it. I think we got a little bit trashy with it, but I think we needed to, and I think it was appropriate. We pulled our dirty card.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So.
Well, it worked for you.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, when they release the actual comic book, is it going to be your backstory, or are they going to put some other story onto it?
You know, honestly, you guys, I think it's just going to be a cover. I think they just did the cover artwork for it. I don't know if there will actually be a comic book, but shoot, that's enough for me. That's really amazing. It looks so great.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Just to be a comic book character, that's cool.
So
who gets to do that?
So how does it feel being like in the top 4? Like, were you, you know, up until this point, like, were you getting nervous, worried, like, you know, especially coming like right off the tails of season 4 and then right into this competition? Like, how does this moment feel, like standing there being in the top 4?
It was grueling, but you know, I was so happy to make it through this far. The competition was stiff, and anybody could have gone home at any time. Was an honor to compete with the girls, you know, the legendary girls from RuPaul's Drag Race. And to be where Shannel and I are now at this point is, I guess, really very much a blessing. Yeah. And I hope that we get to carry it through.
And at this point, you guys are killing it, winning 3 challenges in a row.
3 in a row, and that is RuPaul's Drag Race history.
Bam.
That's nice.
Bam.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So, do you get I forgot what I was going to say.
Poor Jackie. She's always so absent-minded.
I am. I'm the absent-minded professor.
Okay, I've got like an echo, so I'm like in the Twilight Zone over here. I'm just trying to make it work.
That's okay.
Chad, is there anything up until this point in the competition that you would have done differently?
Besides kick Shannel off?
Yeah, the first challenge, the photo, in the Black Rain, we had 2 pictures pulled up that we were choosing from, and we chose the one, and the other one is a photo that eventually RuPaul revealed to us. It wasn't on the show, but he did reveal to us on the runway that that's the picture he would have chosen. And it was like flip a coin, 50-50, and that kind of sucks because, you know, we could have maybe been safe, you know, probably not won it, but at least been safe.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you know, little things like that, you know, you look back and go, God, it's like we had just made just a slight different decision. But that's the nature of the game, and that's the fun of the game, you know, and I enjoyed a bit of it. Yeah.
I finally remembered what I was going to ask, actually. Yay. I remembered on Untucked, you made a comment that they didn't put as much weight on the stories as they did on your outfits, but it was weird because when you watch it, it seems like there was equal weight. Were there things that were cut out that that made you I think it was you that said that, but I can't remember now.
It wasn't me. It was somebody else, but I do recall it. But yeah, what you guys need to realize, and I know that you already do, is there's so much more time that goes into these critiques, and there's so much more that is said. So perhaps, you know, when we come back and what you guys see and then what you see us talking about, maybe there's not so much connection because you didn't see the whole critique.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, these critiques went on, and they did focus on the backstories more, you know, and there's a lot more that happened. So it's hard. That's what I say that is the shame of the whole thing, is that they can't show every bit of footage because you guys miss so much good stuff. You really
I know.
do.
I wish Untucked was an hour long. That's exciting.
Honey, it could be 48 hours long, because that's literally how much footage they have of us, you know, on 9 different cameras, filming from 9 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. I mean, think of all the stuff that goes down that they just don't have time to put on the show.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
How does it feel to like watch Untucked and see like some of the things that are being said about you, you know, from the other girls and stuff? Does that make you feel a certain way, or like did you know about it then, or?
Well, I mean, all sorts of different things have been said this season, you know, and there's been good things and there's been bad things, and you know, anybody who's got something good to say about me, I appreciate it, and then you know, anybody who has something negative about me to say, there's a reason for that, and it's usually doesn't have anything to do with me.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, as like just for instance last night, and it was very apparent, you know, the way the Untucked was put together. Shannel and I in one room, you know, stroking our friends, and you know, Raven and Juju in the other room just tearing us a new one. And honestly, there's reality TV for you. We did not know that was going on, and when everything was said and done, everybody walked out with a smile on their face, and no one talked about it, and no one saw it until last night.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, if they needed to vent and, you know, get that stuff off their chest, that's fine. You know, I don't care. I love them. You know what? Talk, bleep, all you want. You know,
Exactly.
it's all good. It's all good. It doesn't matter in the long run. So.
Yeah. Now this, in All Stars, they focused quite a little bit on you and Shannel's friendship over the past 15 years, and they mentioned, you know, how you guys didn't talk for like a period of 5 years. How is your friendship now, especially after doing the show and being partnered up and everything like that? How is your friendship with Shannel now?
Well, me and Shannel are like brothers. I mean, and we really always have been, and, you know, brothers fight and brothers brawl.
Yeah.
But, you know, it really was the death of his mother, Debbie, that really kind of shook me out of my place of unforgiveness, and just, you know, needed to realize he needs maybe not me, but he needs
Support.
our group around him now. He needs people around him. He needs guidance. So I kind of, whether he wanted it or not, kind of inserted myself back into his life. I mean, I showed up at the you know, the memorial for Debbie, and you know, it was like no time had passed, and you know, me and him are good, and you know, we really have always been good. Drag Race was very much like couples therapy for us. I mean, you know, we really got thrown together, and it was sink or swim. You know, we didn't have any choice but to rely on each other, and that was a very easy thing to do because we're so familiar.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good.
Oh, that's great. No, I mean, it is. It
for
really,
me-
it really is great to be on a show and have that.
For me, I guess in reference to like Queens and Butch Queens, I think I definitely appreciate your seniority and the weight that you bring in your life experience. So I appreciated that. I think you were trying to not defend Raven and Jujubee, but you were contradicting Raven's assessment of the time on the stage in a certain place in the choreography.
Right.
And
Right.
that energy was very interesting because, I mean, you can all talk shit in your head, but the fact is nobody really said anything of what we saw. And it reminds me of some of the older queens back home that are very, you earn your respect, and it's life experience, and it's how you, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was actually a little surprised to hear that in the Untucked, because I really felt like the choreography was spread out evenly, because there was a beginning part, which was Shannel and my vocals, where, yeah, we probably should have been featured. And then at the vocal part where they had their vocal set, they were front and center. And I really felt it was, and that's why I contradicted Shannel and said, hey, girl, no, you need to back up. They need a part. And I was surprised to hear that they felt slighted, but, you know, you can only do the best you can do, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, I appreciated the fact that you stepped up and was like, oh no, you know, we have like the whole beginning part of this choreography. They don't have anything as of yet. So yeah, they do need this part. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
And Shannel respected that, and that really shows your guys' relationship, and you guys are very close and can speak to each other.
It is, and we're dynamic, and you know, and Brian is really quite amazing, and you know, I think on the show they're really accentuating his attention to detail. Let's just put it that way. Mm-hmm. But you know, in the confines of Drag Race, it may not appear to be working for him as a competitor, but in life, as an entertainer, his attention to detail is what makes him the astounding entertainer that he is. He puts all that effort into every number that he puts together, you know, to bring on stage at Mickey's or to bring on stage at Rage. And they're flawless, and Tony, you know that.
Oh yeah, you know? Trust me, I know. That's why I absolutely love Shannel. It's like she brings Broadway to any stage.
Yeah,
and I love it.
Yeah.
Was there before we let you go? Was there anything you wanted to plug or promote? Any personal performances or anything you want to promote here?
Yeah, well, I'm off on the Drag Race cruise, so I want to thank, you know, everybody who is sailing with me for, you know, signing up, and we're going to have a really good time. Adam's coming with me, and we're really looking forward to that. I'm a little bit of a late bloomer, but I do have merchandise for sale on my website. Yay, finally, but, you know, it's kind of sitting there because it's season 4 shit now. But I'm probably going to bring it with me and unload it there, but it's at www.chadmichaels.com, the store, and you can log in and get your updo shirt and your I'm share bleep shirt. I know you guys don't like cussing. I'm sure.
No, you can say it.
Share, bitch.
So yeah, and you know, and I am really just been on the road and thankful for that because it's my favorite thing. You know, getting out there and meeting the people who have been supporting me and who have been bringing me to all of these cities around the country. So I'm grateful. And that's what I'm doing right now. I can only do one thing at a time, you know.
That's right, girl. You better parlay that.
When is the cruise so people know?
The cruise is from December 2nd to December 9th, and it leaves out of Fort Lauderdale, and it's on a Carnival. It's on the Glory is the name of the ship, and there is a ton of drag racers going. I know Sharon's going, Fifi's going, Latrice is going, Dita's going, Jiggly's going, I'm going. Plus
like all season 4.
Season.
Yeah, wow.
That's gonna be fun.
And it's going to be lots of fun. We've got a couple shows. We've got some dinner parties. We've got some Q&A sessions, and then the rest of it is just relax and mix and mingle. And it's a Caribbean cruise, so that's my immediate future. That's what's looming. So I'm really excited, and Adam and I need a little vacation. It's been a really hectic year, so we're looking forward to it.
Aww.
Nice. Thank you so much for calling in, Chad.
Thank you,
Chad. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you by the
You're one of our favorite performers here.
Because she's a professional.
Well, I appreciate that, you guys. And thanks for your time, and stay tuned.
Thank
Next week,
you.
see what happens.
ChadMichaels.com. ChadMichaels.com.
Nice.
Thank you, Chad.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Jackie, how awesome would that cruise be if it fell into our time off work for that 2 weeks?
I know.
That's what we would do.
That is what we would do.
Oh, hey, Martin, just FYI, we're going to have another caller calling in.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Surprise caller.
Surprise.
Is this a mystery caller?
It's a mystery caller.
Mystery caller.
Tell me in my earphone.
reasons though to move back to the main challenge, why I think Rujubee should have won, because I think well, first off, Ru asked Chad and Shannel to change the backstory a little bit
To make it
family friendly, and they didn't. Which, I mean, I always think that, you know, it's Ru's show. You should listen to Ru's suggestions. Which then I'm confused as to why they still won. But obviously their outfits, like you said, always match. Always, they always go together. They're yin and yang. Whereas you're right, Ravens and Jujubees didn't necessarily go together, but I still felt they looked like superheroes.
It didn't pop enough. Like you saw it there, but had they just added a little bit more, not that much, but a little bit more, it would have matched, you know, the Shad look, you know. It's like each team had something wrong. Like, we didn't really like the backstory for Shad,
right?
But we liked the backstory for Rujubee. But overall, the look of Rujubee wasn't as poppy as the look for Shad. So
Right.
I think
No, I agree with that.
Do you
like
think a
it was
belt
like
would have
push and
changed the
pull.
game?
A belt and a black wig.
No, I like the red wig.
I did too,
too.
but it did, if she wore a black wig, she would have had cohesion
think it
with the
needed a-
theme with Raven, I think.
But I think I think the red wig on Jujubee made her pop and be more bright and colorful, like her superhero was supposed to be, as far as bringing spray tans to the world. You know, where Raven was supposed to be a little darker, not so pigmented and stuff like that. So I think it was a good balance.
Well,
What I want to
we all
know
know you don't
is
put redheads in the
Jujubee
sun.
was putting rollers on a wig for most of that episode, and she didn't even wear it. I was like, where's she gonna wear that wig?
Choice, you gotta have
Looks
choices.
good. And then she didn't wear it.
Natalie's
Spent
so
all
bothered
that time
by
rolling-
that detail.
Spent all that time putting rollers in, and then not to. No.
For
I would
Chad,
not waste that
for
time.
Shad, I think that I would have taken the cape off of Chad.
Chad.
I just
like-
didn't like the cape. It was too frou-frou.
But a cape is very superhero.
It was
I felt
frou-frou.
like- well,
But I like the.
If it was a sleek
Chad's
cape, that'd be
frou-frou
sick.
me.
But when
I
you
like
think
the
of
cape.
Chad is classic, and then classic superhero would
be
have
frou-frou.
Give me an example.
A cape.
Classic superhero.
Superman has a
Oh.
Does
cape.
he have frou-frou cape?
He has a
He
cape.
has a frou-frou underwear.
Give me a girl with a frou-frou cape.
But this is also
Poison Ivy
drag,
have
so
a
everything is supposed to be a little more.
I guess so,
frou-frou.
because we're shooting stuff out of our titties, so.
Although we did say though, oh my lord, we did say though that at least you agreed that Raven's outfit was by far one of
Sickening.
the best outfits I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Her
loved it.
Party City mask.
Yes.
That's where she said she got it worked.
Sickening.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I think their whole concept of what they thought of.
Yeah.
Like the story just I liked it.
And it wasn't
was my
confusing.
favorite.
Rue thought it would be a little bit confusing. I think it made
And I
complete
like
sense.
that they
Don't
used their
ask me to
simple names.
summarize it,
Right.
but I liked it.
I think in the beginning it was a little confusing to kind of piece together, and I think they did eventually smooth it
yeah.
out.
Right.
But I liked it, and I especially like the look.
I like the fact that Michelle Visage pointed out that it was a comic book theme where you have a lot of comic book heroes come from different planets, or different planets are involved. So I like that you have these two characters that come from a different planet, and
Yeah.
basically that's why they have superpowers.
Yeah.
I like that kind of explanation. Although, Rujubee, I think it was Rujubee that pointed it out in Untucked that, we're not writers or whatever.
I think that was Chad.
Oh.
We're not
Yeah.
writers.
I'm now attributing it to
can
wrong
we
people.
jump back to Michelle Visage because I always feel like we give her, or I do give her flack about her outfits, and I thought her outfit this week
Finally,
was
Yes.
amazing.
she put it.
Everything went together with the hair, with the necklace. The boobs were nice.
Yes, but I feel
boobs
like
are always nice.
that's.
Sometimes they spread out though. I like when they're
I like
pushed
that.
together.
Sure. I feel like this is how she should look. Like
Yeah.
she it's like it's not giving too much. It's not giving like a less. It's just the right amount, and she's not competing with whatever Rue has on.
Rue had on her Oprah wig.
Ooh,
that
bad
was
wig,
blonde.
Rue, boo.
I like that wig on her, and especially with the mask and everything.
Nature.
Who said that she should have worn like a straight wig?
Platinum.
Like
That was
if she wore a
Cam.
platinum, that would have looked really cool with the eye mesh she was wearing.
But
She never does.
She never
Yeah.
wears just something that's simple.
Because
hair
she's
for
smart,
Rue.
because she's tall, and you got a big wig to off the shoulders and the I get
But it
that,
would've looked
the
good.
yellow. I didn't like the yellow.
I just didn't like the fact that you could really see like glued on wig hairline here. And
There was no part. It was just right.
Santino looked clean. I don't like him, but he looked clean this episode.
Can we talk about Santino? Let's
No.
move on to Untucked then.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want, well, let's talk. We can talk about the lip sync.
Oh,
The
call
lip
FEMA.
sync was a hot.
That was the best line this whole season. Call
What?
FEMA. They won't show up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, call me,
Michelle,
they won't show up.
Michelle
Best one line
Visage.
of
They
this
won't
whole
show up.
Season. They won't show up.
the very timely message.
I will also
love
say
you.
two things before we move on to Untucked. I liked Rujubee's sayings for how they do their powers. Juju's was no tea, no shade. And then Raven's was throwing shade, bitch. So I thought it
like
was
that.
so funny.
I like that. It was funny.
And going back to their day looks before they change into their superheroes, I thought they all looked really, really good. The person who stood out for me most was Jujubee and Raven. But Jujubee, when she walked down, it was something about the way her look came together.
Swag. She's
Yeah,
swag.
it was just like she really owned it. And then
I liked Raven's because of the contrast.
Yeah.
I like the contrast, whereas you wouldn't see her during the day and say evil.
Yeah.
But then she switches to night.
Raven
She
was
had
serving
really
in
good
Southern
boobies,
California.
too.
Yeah,
They look
she looked
very
like
natural.
a valley girl.
Girl, she was
But a
like
valley girl with like really nice boobies.
The 21st century Farrah Fawcett or whatever. What was
Yeah,
it?
Farrah Fawcett
10.
from Charlie's Angels.
What was that girl from 10? But I'm sorry, Shannel.
I love Chanel's dress. I liked it.
You just don't like Chanel.
That day look was tack. I'm sorry.
I liked
The
it.
dress was simple. I don't think it was too over the top, but it was a nice dress.
Yeah.
But didn't Shannel explain, to defend herself in Untucked, she explained that that's her look generally. She says that I generally go for an older look. I generally try and look older than I am. And so that was like a dynasty type look, you know?
Well, like I said, I give it to her. She's smart. And when you're carrying weight around, like I do myself, you got to go for an older look. You can't look young and slim.
Yeah, so she was
polished. I just didn't like the
saying
wig.
that she was trying to have it stay true to Shannel, which I do agree with. If that's your character, you got to keep in character.
Just trying to keep up with Chad.
Keep up with the Joneses
No, and
of drag.
The lip sync before we go into Untucked.
It was just a blubbery
It was
mess. It was comical.
Rujubee would have actually, or Jujubee would have actually won that lip sync, though. I think if it was
What
a
I
winning.
don't understand is that is such a fun song to dance to. How did you not just forget about it? And
well.
I love that song.
Here's the thing: you have to think once again the pressure of the competition and being partnered, and now
Trigger catalyst.
now all of a sudden you are in a lip sync for your life with your partner, your best friend, because Rujubee are, they're really close friends. And it's like one of those things where it's like you don't want to see the other person go home because
yeah,
you know,
but I mean, they
that's your
knew it
friend.
would come to that at
Well,
some point.
I'm sure it was an emotional build-up, right? Because we talked about Untucked, where they were just bashing on Shad and Shannel, and that emotional build-up. So when that final point comes and you got to lip sync for your life, it just bursts. The damn
Untucked
burst.
though was funny because before one commercial break, Jujubee told Raven to shut up, and then after the commercial break, they were both telling each other to lip sync, and I was just like, "Were you?" But then that said, like Chad said, they cut out like 47 hours, so it was just such a funny. 5 minutes ago, she was yelling at her, and then the next minute, they were best friends.
But I agree with Jacque, though.
It's just like, wait a
I agree
minute.
with Jacque. If I had to judge from what we saw of the lip syncing competition, I would have voted for Jujubee.
Yeah.
Raven was beautiful, but Jujubee, I don't know.
But I see it was very nice though to see that move of Jujubee moving over to sing with Raven.
And she timed it because with the lyrics, she's like in the corner. She moved by herself. She was smart. She played it right.
Yeah. And
mind.
I mean, it was a good
got
song. It was a good song for them to do as a team, where one person. It was a very emotional setup.
Yeah.
For that, and they knew by Untucked that like they were already crying and whatever. So
Yeah.
they were up to that point where it was getting very emotional.
I was just very happy that no one sashayed away.
Or
Yeah, they all
undressed.
deserve their own chance to compete
strip.
against each other.
Pulled off a
and
wig.
Or
went
did the
barefoot.
Super Bowl shuffle off.
Or a Swiffer.
that would have
before.
won. I hope someone does that in the finale, because I just
In honor of Latrice.
Yes.
Martin, I think our special guest caller is trying to call in, but she
just
he
said
gave us a thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
Is she on the phone? Okay.
Hello, mystery caller.
Hello, mystery caller.
I looked at Tony's
Hi.
phone.
It is the one and only Miss Jujubee.
Hi, Jujubee.
Two of my favorites
Hi,
called in
guys.
tonight.
How are you?
Wait, how many people are on the phone conversation?
How many you want, girl?
4.
It is 4 of us.
But we can make it 8 if that's what you want.
No,
Okay.
she
Yeah,
wants
which
she
one?
wants the fried chicken. I promise her.
I'll get some of that.
Thank you for calling in, Juju.
Thank you, Juju.
Oh, are you sick?
Oh my
What's
God, you're
going on?
welcome.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm a little sick.
Oh. Well,
I know.
It's all this traveling and working that you're doing.
I think so, but it's okay.
Oh.
I have
I'll
to.
deal with it.
Oh.
So, last night's episode was quite an emotional one. How did you feel about suddenly having to lip sync against
Your
a
sissy.
Raven?
Oh my God, that was so hard. It honestly, I mean, the amount of work that we have to do while competing is insane already. And the fact that we were all close friends. I know it looked, we were reading each other and I sound kind of really bitchy, but it really was the intensity of the competition. And at that point, I was just like, oh, gosh. I was already packing my bags in my head. I was like, okay, I'm going to pack this first. You know, it's like Raven's sickening.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're still there, though.
Yeah.
And
We're
you guys
glad
can
you're
see
still
what
there,
happens.
too.
Me too.
We enjoyed
excited.
Team
voted for
Rujubee.
you.
Yeah.
And we
thank
like
you.
that you give good mouth.
You get good mouth.
Well, that's all I can really do. I can't tell. So.
Juju, did you, looking back on the challenge, did you feel like you should have added more to your costume, or did you feel like you did enough?
Say it.
You know, I wanted to do a little bit more, but it got to a point where it was like I liked the aesthetic of what it was. You know, that was what I had. It was like there were other things that were available that just didn't work for the look that I was going for. So I wanted to just be safe, and I didn't want to be sorry. But when there's only 2 teams, you're really not safe at all. That's the situation, and that's how it goes. Because it's like imagine being RuPaul making the decision, like, okay, well, if I choose them, you know, this is what happens here, and if I choose them, this is what happens. So it's a really hard choice.
Yeah.
I have a very light comment, not as heavy, but I was noticing on Untucked, it seemed like every other clip of you is you licking the Absolute vodka glass, and I was obsessed with it. It was cracking me up, and it was in the teasers as well. Do you ever watch the show? Go back, watch the show, and see something that you might not have caught before, and say, "Oh, what is that?"
You know, I saw that, and I completely forgot that I did that. But it wasn't salt that was on the rim. It was sugar.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh, this is really sweet. So I just licked it.
It was great. It's like sometimes those little, like, there's so many moments in Drag Race that are like little takeaway moments that I am then like, that is too funny, and I bet they don't even realize it.
Because
Well,
you're
the pull
already,
my finger moment and then you burped was amazing.
for me, you're already over the top enough as it is, but you have natural comedic timing. So
Yeah.
whatever, girl. Work
Oh, thank you.
it out. Anytime, girl.
And I feel like you and Raven are just, y'all are there just having fun. Like, it's a competition, but like you guys are just having fun. It's almost like, you know, someone said, hey, we're going to make a show, and y'all were just like, all right.
Get your life.
It especially showed in the basketball competition. You guys had so much
that was
fun.
so
That was
fun.
hilarious.
Well, I mean, it got to that point where it was like, I'm not the most comfortable with the way my body looks in without full drag, you know? But it was fun, and it was a stupid game of fish. It was basketball. It was like drag queens during the day playing basketball. How stupid can it be, you know? So I think that's an element that I love about the competition, because there's a lot of serious moments, but there's like the fun moments where you can make fun of yourself. And that's what Raven and I were doing. We were just like, okay, this can't possibly be pretty.
Okay,
So let's just go out there and have fun.
Juju, I hope I'm not the only one who thought this, but when you looked at the episode last night, didn't Raven look like Chris Kattan during the mini challenge?
Let it go.
I'm all about this. Did you?
Yes,
see it? You saw it, didn't you? I'm not the only one, right?
I did see that.
See, I'm not the only one. I'm gonna send you the picture that we did earlier.
And now Tony.
She's giving you mango.
Exactly.
Jujubee, we were talking about, well, Chad just talked about editing and a lot of stuff that we do miss, and Jackie had a comment about she felt it was a little like your conversation with your husband, since you were speaking about you feeling uncomfortable with your body out of drag. He obviously loves your body in drag or out. Was there a lot more of the conversation that was cut out that we missed, or was it really that controlled and contrived in the situation?
It was not contrived, just short. I just felt it was too short for you.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see that, because I don't
Fired.
like. I made him turn it down when it got to that point where it was like, because we were both sitting here, and you know, we remember what we said, but I was like, okay, I don't want to really see this. I know that our conversation was like 10 minutes, I would say, but obviously it's not going to be a 10-minute conversation at all.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, on television, because it just you guys really we really talked about nonsense.
And
I was just jealous that you have someone to pick you up from the airport.
Oh.
do you not have anyone to pick you up from the
No.
airport? You better get a friend.
Roommates
Dial
or
a friend.
a cab.
I always take someone to the airport, and I always have someone pick me
Speaking,
up.
I more want a boyfriend to pick me up from the airport.
Oh,
that would be
then
nice.
hello.
Hello,
To be more
Jujubee is
specific.
hawking phlegm, and you guys are talking to each other. Sorry.
Sorry, Jujubee.
Juju,
I know, I am.
Juju, during Untucked, was there something that maybe I missed? Because, like, all of a sudden there was a clip of you talking, and then all of a sudden you looked at Raven and was like, F you. And then Raven was
Shut the
like,
F up.
yeah. And Raven was like, oh
Calm
my
down,
God.
girl.
She had this look like Psycho Bitch just all of a sudden came on the
And
screen.
she going
like,
ninja.
And then after the commercial break, you guys were crying to each other and telling each other to lip sync for your life.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl, it's the moans, girl. It's the hormones.
I think you know what it was. I think it was one of those moments because I'm a huge Tammy Brown fan.
Yes,
And
me too.
I don't know if you remember. I mean, I'm sure you remember from the Untucked where she just sits there and she's like, "Ha, ha."
Yes.
There were Tammyisms that would happen during the filming, and that's what would happen. I would just randomly look at Raven, and I would just say random things, and I think that it happened to be while the cameras were on, and it was you.
That's funny.
I absolutely.
But
love
it's
Tammy
kind of
Brown.
hilarious because that's the one thing. Like I did an interview earlier saying they were like, who do you think should be back if they could choose somebody to be back? And I totally would have to agree that Tammy Brown would be hilarious because I think that she is crazy fun, and if you get Tammy, I completely understand what her art is. She is hilarious.
She is. I think you just have to let yourself be on her planet. And
It's a great planet. It is hilarious, and she's so nice. That's the thing. Like, have a conversation with Tammy, and your life is changed. You're
She
like,
would have
wow.
been perfect for this challenge for the superheroes.
She would have.
Can you imagine?
She would have had her own planet.
Okay, we had that story.
So, congratulations, Juju, on being in the top 4. Do you think that Chad and Shannel should be standing there with you and Raven, or do you think there should be another team there?
I think
That was a
you know.
good
I
question.
think
Don't lie, girl.
that I think that the 4 of us actually talked about this early on in the season. We were like, wow, this could totally be the top 4, and I am very happy to be a part of their company. Because, honestly, Shad is very intimidating. I mean, they have all this knowledge with drag. They've been doing it forever. I mean, what are they, like 3,000 years old? They've been doing
Collectively.
it forever. And, I love them. We had a great time working together. It's just, like, Raven and I versus Chad and Shannel, we're just 2 different sets of drag queens. And I don't, it's, how do you compare 2 different things
Yeah.
and
Yes.
see who's better than who or whatever? Because I couldn't do it.
It's polar opposites. It's youth versus age.
It's old school
experience.
versus new school. Look at that.
That's true.
I put that
Now I'm
together.
picturing,
and I
like, West Side
totally-
Story.
I totally
Right.
appreciate. I mean, without old school drag, we wouldn't have whatever this school drag
Right.
is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, you guys have to watch Jay Leno right now. Lindsay Lohan's on. She's wearing this awful dress.
I'm sure it'll be plastered over the news tomorrow. Can't wait.
We can only bless her heart. Bless her heart.
I can't wait to see Liz and Dick. Just
Oh,
can't wait.
I'm going home to DVR that.
Oh
soon.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch that too.
I just hope she does good.
Rain it in.
I don't think so. I already read
So,
reviews.
so before we waste any more of Jujubee's time, thank you so much for calling. Is there anything you want to plug?
Where you
Zycam.
where are you gonna be the next week, Juju, that people can come see you live at?
Oh, I'm gonna be at Splash in San Jose, California
Oh, girl.
Nice.
on Saturday.
Nice.
I think Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to be at Toad Hall in San Francisco on Monday for the finale. But definitely go to jujubeeonline.com and click on events.
We
and
will.
You'll see the events and all that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you,
Jujubee.
Juju, for
We really
calling in.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Get
And
better.
Thank you for having me.
I promise when you come to LA and come to Mickey's, there will be a big old bucket of fried chicken for you.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And hot sauce.
Nice. Thanks.
Thanks, Juju.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.
Okay, any final thoughts before news and gossip?
Overall, the episode was great, and I'm glad that there's a top 4.
I am too. I think I didn't want to
They-
see
they all
anybody go home.
They all deserve to be up there.
Yeah.
I'm glad they get
Yeah.
to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
nerve-wracking.
It would have been weird to have a top 3. I think it would.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been, and then it wouldn't have gone with the whole thing that they've been doing. Is if one goes home, they both go home. So
Right.
if one stayed, but another team was still there, it would have been a
that's
little
why I
weird.
expected
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because they would have teamed up against the one person.
Do we think the Twitter votes are going to count towards who wins?
I say it's up to Ru,
It's
regardless.
always it's
I don't think-
RuPaul's Drag Race.
But then again, I think last year the tweets for Sharon Needles had a lot to do with her winning, so maybe.
Yeah, but there was also there was a big lapse in the announcement of the winner because last year
Because they filmed 3 endings.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
They did.
So nobody knew who won.
They filmed all. No one knew who won until
aired.
Until it aired. And I mean, not to brag, I was at the reunion when they filmed
I gave
all
up my
3.
tickets. I couldn't do
And
that. That was
they
crazy.
they literally did film all 3, and RuPaul was like, "Cause I know y'all bitches will tweet as soon as you find out who the winner is," and people would have done that. And so
That's true.
they filmed each queen winning, and no one knew.
Do you know
until
if they
that
let
day.
the queens know beforehand so they wouldn't,
That-
have like a panic attack on stage and be like, oh wait, I didn't win? A good panic attack.
Yeah, I mean, they had to let them know something.
Some kind of hint, like, oh, if we announce you,
Yeah.
hold off, we're gonna film another ending.
Yeah, because
Rude.
they literally filmed one, and then Ru was like, "Stay in your seats," and we all did. We thought maybe like, "Oh, that person won, yay!" And she was like, "We're gonna film this 2 more times with the other 2 queens winning," and I was like, "Ru."
But that's why we laughed because I think Fifi was first, right?
Oh, God.
Sorry, girl.
Okay, Drag Race news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Today is the 14th International Transgender Day of Remembrance, a day where we remember those who have been victims of anti-transgender violence. The event was started to honor Rita Hester, who was murdered on November 28, 1998. The purpose of the Transgender Day of Remembrance is to bring awareness to the struggle and dangers that transgender non-conforming people face around the world on a daily basis. If you go to the Huffington Post, they have a feature of 50 transgender pioneers, if you want to check that out. This is a kind of random note, but this has been all over the internet today. I guess Russell Brand interviewed members of the Westboro Baptist Church on his TV show. I've been watching his show. This is like the 11th or 12th episode by now. And he's always had this section called Totally Unacceptable Opinion, where he has these people come on that are just absolutely like ridiculous people. Whereas if you're a liberal skewing media show and a liberal skewing audience, like why these people would agree to be on this show, why these people would partake in it, I have no idea. And so it's always the most uncomfortable thing to watch. But
I saw the clip. I was like fearing for the audience and Russell Brand's laugh at one point because they're so intimidating and rude, and
that's how it always is with these clips, which is why I understand on one point wanting to draw attention that like extremists exist, and I am sure part of his purpose is to say we should sit down and have a dialogue about these things, because usually people of 2 extreme facets of opinion never want to meet in the middle and talk, but it always just ends up in a hot mess that you think is going to be a Springer event.
Yeah.
And so
Ergo, my superpower.
exactly.
I like
To
the
silence
tie-in.
them.
Well, we were saying you don't know why they'd want to go on that show. I think the Westboro Baptist Church will take any attention they're
It's a
given.
voice.
I don't think they even
voice, a
care what
platform.
platform it is, and they're just buttheads.
I don't understand though where you would go and where I don't know. I guess I don't understand either why you would have this segment when it really usually just devolves into like miserable, hateful chaos.
Yeah.
As much as he tries to mediate it.
He wasn't doing a very good job mediating though. Like he was making
He
jokes,
can't.
which
I mean,
get
you
the
can't.
situation, but
When you have people that are stuck in their minds and they have these like bizarre, extreme thoughts, there's no way you're going to change that.
Sorry, I interrupted Cam.
No,
But I mean, I was just wondering, like,
by no means am I a WrestleBrand fan, and I would just choose to dismiss the whole segment. I don't give power to that kind of stuff. Sorry.
I was just curious as to people's opinions of that because there are mixed opinions online, and on the HuffPost article, it was basically saying, I mean, is this a funny thing in the name of comedy, or is it like horrible and should never have happened?
Uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable to watch.
I think it was aimed to be funny, and then it just turned.
But that's not something you should bring onto a platform like that and make jokes about. It should have been a
clearly
different.
he has bad taste to begin with.
Well, Russell Brand goes in a lot of different directions, so he just tries new things.
I mean, he's an extremist, but he usually has good intentions, which is the problem. Okay,
Conversations like this always make me feel awkward, so therefore
Why
I
are you
haven't
sitting
said
so
anything.
far away from me?
I don't know.
We didn't mean to make you feel awkward. Let's move on to a lighter note called Season 5 contestants have been announced. We have a video clip. Can
A
you roll
trailer?
that? Our trailer.
I only have one favorite so far.
And look, I would like to point out Jason J. Carter, one of our AfterBuzz hosts.
Yes,
see what he's wearing.
For those of you who are listening on iTunes, watch us on YouTube.
Or logotv.com. Right?
Is it playing?
Yeah, you can go there.
Yeah, you can watch it.
Yeah, it's supposed to spin around, right?
No. I can hear it playing, but
you're right, it's
playing.
not.
Try starting it again.
We don't have.
Oh.
It's okay. We can annotate it.
Yeah.
So right now, RuPaul is turned behind in a shell.
I'll start it again. Hold on.
And Jason
move on to something else.
is holding a leaf.
That was it, I think.
This is it.
Is that it for news
Yeah,
and gossip?
this is it
This is
for
our
news-
finale.
This is our
of News and
finale.
Gossip.
Yeah. Well, if you would like this, we're gonna
Sorry
try
that the
to,
train is stopping on the finale.
Yeah, we're gonna try to show the trailer, but you can see each queen's individual videos and actually find out more about them on logotv.com.
And I have links to all the pictures of the queens and this video on my Twitter. Do you want to check me out? Hey.
The theme is goddesses, I believe.
I love the theme.
I do
Loving
too.
this theme.
Oh look, it played all the way through and we didn't see.
Is this not buffering correctly?
It's not buffering correctly.
Oh,
That's okay. Well, you guys can go to logotv.com and check it out. It's the theme is goddesses. There are Sharon Needles' partner Alaska is on this season.
Finally, yay!
I had to realize I had to stop saying the name because I realized what the last name included. So we're just gonna stop. With
We just
Alaska.
stop and say Alaska.
Alaska, yes.
And then
From LA, Detox.
Yes, I was
is
going to say
on.
that.
Yes.
Who was in the Chick-fil-A video?
Yes, the Chow Down for Chow Down at Chick-fil-A with Willem from season 4 and Vicky Vox, who has yet to appear on Drag Race. But maybe
There's
one
a
day.
New York queen.
There's a Dallas queen.
Puerto Rican queen.
For those of you.
There's Alyssa Edwards from Texas.
Yeah.
She's another pageant queen.
Well, just ahead, my favorite, I'm gonna predict this, was the one with the bow and arrow. I think it was Athena. She was leaning back. That was my favorite.
I like the
The rest,
theme.
Yeah, goddess.
Goddess. I
Do
think
you
it's.
feel like a goddess?
They're pretty much more goddesses than I am, but I respect that about them.
And I just choose not to answer that.
I would just look like a girl in a blanket if I tried to be
Bless
a
your
goddess.
heart.
Sounds so warm.
Anyway, predictions. Predictions. It is, but I asked for the AC.
Comment
I
about
don't
the
know why.
blanket.
No.
Hey, Lincoln wore a blanket according to the movie Lincoln.
Predictions.
He wore a blanket all throughout that show.
And now,
It was cold in the
your
old-timey
AfterBuzz
days.
TV predictions.
I predict Chad is gonna win.
Me too.
As much as I love the other queens, I do predict Chad is gonna win.
I'm gonna go with my hometown girl, Raven. Just because I'm
That's so
supposed to.
I do love Raven.
I do love Raven too. Yeah.
I'm not as pinpointed. I'm voting for Rujubee, one of them.
Okay.
Not Shannel?
Oh my God.
Favesies?
I love to pick on you on the fact that you don't like Shannel.
Everybody, and you know what? Everybody has their own queens that they like, obviously, and their own points of view, and we respect that. I respect everyone's point of
That's
view.
what I was gonna talk about. I'm sorry.
Now?
we talk. Yeah.
Jesus, light bulb went on here.
I hate quitters. And it actually showed the clip in an actual episode
where she
flashed back to like, well, I don't want to be here. Oh, bitch, fucking go home.
I had forgotten about that too, and I remember when I was watching it that season, I was like, holy
And
crap.
whether Ru was gonna vote you off or not, the fact that you said that, why the hell did you come back? That just bothers me. I hate quitters.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Somebody else could have been there.
But that's been happening a lot in reality TV, and it's like,
sad.
Really, people by now, you know, you should know what you're getting into. You know.
But I think part of it is technically, contractually, most of these people are not allowed to quit. So, you have to do something.
And I get it. She was being read left and right. I get all of that. But the fact that you actually said, I don't want to be here.
But again, it's reality TV. We don't know what all went into that, what happened behind the scenes. It was the first season of Drag Race. They didn't know what to expect, what they were getting into.
Do you want to try the video again? Excuse me.
You get a lot of good ratings from
the video is working. Do you guys want to see it?
Yes, please.
Here is the season 5 trailer.
We'll edit everything else out.
And there is
I thought that was her hair.
Jason J. Carter, AfterBuzz host.
His shorts are significantly
I
smaller.
summon my legendary goddesses.
They all look amazing.
The 4 elements.
They do.
Charisma, uniqueness.
That's like a Tammy Brown right there.
She looks like she's gonna be all comedy. Love it. That was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I like
think
that.
that's Alyssa. Another little Kenya Michaels.
Hine.
Oh. The buffer doesn't like us, does it?
Of glamour. Deities.
Well, the buffer died.
Well, that's okay. Thank you guys for watching us.
Is that Mayhem? Not on this season?
No, Mayhem's not on this season. I'm
Talk
sorry.
to Ru.
We do want Mayhem.
We need to talk to Ru immediately.
Thanks, you guys, for watching. Bye now.
Hope you stuck with us.
Bye now.
Wait, did you give your predictions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Where
You
can we
didn't
reach you?
choose
Where
music,
can we reach
but
you
that's
guys?
fine.
Where can we reach you guys?
oh shit, go ahead.
Who
Jack.
are you?
At 123 Jackie B, Jackie_B, Jackie spelled JACQUE, and you can click on that link on my Twitter and get the actual
Link.
thing.
Hurry, Tamakava7.
At Tamakava777.
At Natalie Vratney.
And you can You can find me on Twitter at Lounging with Tony or loungingwithtony.com.
Keeping it real.
Oh, you can see the actual preview video is what I was trying to say.
Bless your heart.
Sometimes I speak ahead of my mind and the things are being channeled in the backup zone.
Comment on YouTube and please rate us on iTunes if you would. Thank you very much.
Yes,
And we'll see you next week.
I
for the
respond to
finale.
comments.
Yes, she does.
I do.
All of them.
Yeah, people are like, go away. Stop talking to me.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.